I'm going a little bit ahead than I normally was scheduled. It is my great pleasure to be here with you to present a little bit of what we see from a technology point of view happening in retail. And my topic is going to be what's happened between the security world. This is cameras being targeted at somebody potentially stealing in the store, and how those technologies are being transformed to now actually create a much more productive store. And I'm going to share with you some ideas that I've seen around the world in terms of the new technologies and how they've been adapted on a go-forward basis. First, a little bit about Tyco Retail Solutions. Tyco is part of a $17 billion U.S. company. We provide all kinds of security and also store operation technologies. We work with most of the major global retailers around the world. In fact, 80% of the global top 200 retailers are our customers, and we work with them on different implementation of technologies. My topic is how do the security technologies intersect with store operations and the evolving new future of retail. And I think the best way to open my session is to actually show you a video. And this is actually a video that was a commercial that was run by IBM multiple years ago that projected what would happen to retail into the future. So here's what retail could look like in the future. You can see that this individual is walking the store. This individual is walking the store, and he's putting goods in his pocket. That's meat going into his pocket. He's on camera. Is he stealing or is he shopping? He looks like he's stealing, and everybody's looking at him like he's stealing. Including the little old lady there is saying, "What are you doing? What are you putting inside your coat?" But look at what happens now. The guard stops him and says, "Excuse me, sir, you forgot your receipt." So what just happened? Did that individual steal, or did actually he was scanned, as you saw at the end of the actually walking out, and his body was scanned, and everything that was on his body was automatically rung up, and he was given a receipt. So that's the future utopia that IBM projected would happen, and that's really based on the concept of RFID. So if everything has RFID on it, automatically you will be rung up as you're actually walking out of the store, and you basically don't even need to interact with any cashier. Unfortunately, what you just saw does not work. That's actually many, many years away from today in terms of being able to actually do those types of things, because one of the challenges of RFID, if you put the product next to your body actually detunes the RFID element. But it's a great concept, and it really points to the fact that the future is going to dramatically evolve, and some of the largest retailers of the world, in fact, are experimenting with RFID, and I will tell you about that later in this presentation. If you look at retail, for me, it's gone through three major transformational changes, what I will call megatrends. Prior to the 1970s, retail was really controlled by the manufacturers, and they actually controlled a lot of what went into the store. Why is that? That's because they had the sales trends of what was being shipped to the store, understood what the store was selling, and actually drove the information that actually created the retail enterprise. All that changed in the middle 1970s when retail was transformed by the barcode. The barcode became a major transformational element of retail, and actually happened in 1974 in the United States when the first item was scanned. Today, worldwide, scanners are ubiquitous, and it really has shifted the power. The power used to be hands in the manufacturer. It shifted the power to the retailer. Why? Because the retailer now had the information and actually controlled exactly what they wanted to put on the shelf. They could tell the manufacturer, this item is not selling, you need less shelf space. As we speak, especially in the Western world, there's a major transformation going on in retail, really being driven by the consumer and by mobility and by the smartphone that I'm carrying. And that's really going to dramatically change retail on a go-forward basis. And why is that? It is because again, it's creating an information shift, whereas the consumer walking into a store now has the information. And there are retailers, for example, in the United States, that in the entertainment business, such as books, and also in music, also in electronics, that are struggling because they become showrooms for online shopping. Whereas a customer comes into the store, looks at a product, scans the barcode, and then the internet is telling them where they can buy it cheaper and not buy it into that store. And there's all kinds of strategies emerging now in terms of how do you respond from a consumer point of view.